All right, short guy game. Effortlessly attract more women than the 6 foot Chads. So maybe one of you guys could explain this to me in the comments. But my whole life, I've been told things like, "Oh, women don't like short guys. If you're 6 foot, good luck getting a girlfriend. You know, you're short, man. You shouldn't even try." But like, look at my Hinge, bro. I got 113 notifications. I got more matches than I know what to do with. Girls messaging me first. Like, that just doesn't really seem to be the case for me. Like, dating honestly comes really easy for me. And in case you're wondering, I do have 5'7" in my bio. So we all know the nature of dating apps. I mean, this is where women show their true colors because, like, they don't have to face a man and reject him face to face, right? They can just swipe from the comfort of their homes and truly express their desires of what they actually find attractive or not. And it's like, I think the stats are women swipe no on 80% of guys on dating apps. And I'm well into that top 20% despite my height. So I'm just kind of confused. If women don't like short guys, why am I doing so well on dating apps, which is literally the most unfair playing ground? Well, newsflash, it's because height really doesn't matter, guys. And in this presentation, I'm going to break down everything you can do to attract endless amounts of women into your life. Whether you're on a dating app, walking around in public, going out to a bar, whatever. So you're literally, you know, more attractive than the guys that are taller than you. Because I'm telling you, bro, height ain't that big of a deal. It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal. So without further ado, if you guys don't know who I am, my name's Cristiano. I help men improve their self-image so they can have a better dating life or just feel more confident in their own skin. Because at the end of the day, how you look highly determines how you feel, right? And how you feel, that energy, it outwardly projects to the world, right? And as a short guy, I'm not going to lie to you. Confidence kind of matters. You're fighting a bit of an uphill battle. So maximizing your appearance, which is what I'm going to teach you in this video, is only going to make you more confident, which inherently is going to make you more attractive physically, but also emotionally, right? So if you want more videos like this in your feed, I post videos almost every single day on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe and turn the bell on. That way, if YouTube doesn't show videos like this in your feed, you get notified and then you can just watch them immediately. But without further ado, let's get straight into the presentation. So first things first, guys, it's not because you're short. Women very rarely, in my experience, actually reject guys because of their height. Remember, I'm only 5'6". Now I have 5'7" in my dating app bio, but like, bro, everyone rounds up their height in their dating apps. Even the guys who are 6'4" will put like 6'6". Like, it's fine to add an inch to your height, right? Well, anyways, when a woman says, "I don't date short guys," or "You're too short for me," or "I don't like short guys," whatever she told you is BS. It's BS. So if you work in sales, you're going to like this analogy. So in sales, there's a term called smokescreen, which is basically an objection, right? So whenever you're going for the close, let's say you're selling like a personal training coaching package, like you're an online fitness coach. And the objection is something like, "I need to think about it," or "Let me talk to my wife," or "That's a lot of money," right? These aren't the real objections, right? So it's a smokescreen. The smokescreen's hiding the true underlying cause, which usually stems to some type of self-limiting beliefs or beliefs in the product or whatever, right? That's not actually the real objection, right? So when a woman says, "I don't like short guys," the smokescreen is really her saying, like, "I just don't really like dating guys who are ugly, fat, you know, broke, unemployed, socially awkward, weird, not funny, not charismatic, have poor body language, lack confidence, dress weird, smell bad," right? It's not because you're short. It's because you're lacking in all these other areas. It's just a lot nicer for her to say, "Yeah, I'm just not really into short guys," right? I mean, that's not nice to say either, but it's definitely a lot nicer than her saying, like, "Yeah, I just don't like dating fat, unemployed, ugly, degenerate losers who smoke weed all day." right? I'm not saying that's you, but you definitely have some, flaws that we can work on. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video, right? So understand she didn't reject you because of your height. She rejected you because of everything else. Like I told you, dude, I'm 5'6", and I have no problem attracting beautiful women into my life, but that's only because I've maximized everything else. Like I've never been rejected because of my height. I've literally gone out with girls who are taller than me. I've gone out with girls who are 5'10", 5'9", right? It's not because you're short, bro. It's because of everything else. So how can we maximize everything else? Well, you need to focus on what you can control. Like I said, you guys like to hyper fixate, play the victim, and blame your height because it's the one thing you can't control. You guys are stuck watching all these like TikToks and like black pill videos talking about like, oh, if you're short, you're doomed, your bloodline's cursed, all this bullshit. No, guys, that's not reality. These people are terminally online and have never been outside, right? So I'm not going to lie to you. As a short man, you are fighting a bit of an uphill battle. Like, obviously, women do prefer a guy who's tall, but that doesn't mean they won't go for a guy who's short, especially if he's well rounded, right? Because I'll tell you, man, I've helped guys who are literally 6'4" who had a non existent dating life, right? So just being tall won't save you, right? If you're tall but you're not the full package, it still doesn't matter. Yeah, you'll stand out more, but like not going to be able to like retain the girl. She's not going to find you sexually attractive. So, what can you control? Your mindset, your confidence, your physique, your self-image, and your money. Now, money isn't like too important, but I still wanted to throw it in here because it definitely can help. Not necessarily that having more money makes you more attractive. It's who you become as you're, chasing financial success. But without further ado, let's break down each of these different pillars. So the mindset I need you to adopt from here on out is you are the fucking man. Say it with me. I am the man. Literally comment below. I am the man. Write it down on paper. I am the man. Constantly remind yourself you are the man. But the problem is a lot of you guys don't believe you're the man. And this really just boils down to a lack of self-belief. And the reason you have this lack of self-belief is because you're not an action taker, right? Your actions correlate with your own beliefs in yourself. So if you're not an action taker, if you sit around, play the victim, and have like this fucked up mindset, of course you're not going to believe you're the man. You have to prove it to yourself because confidence comes from competence. So you have to actually take action and ideally get the results and prove your mind wrong. So I want you to write this quote down too. This is really important. This is like honestly like the pinnacle to masculinity. Not the pinnacle, but it's pretty important aspect of being a man. So screenshot this, make it your screensaver on your phone because this will literally change your life. I live by this. I will no longer reject myself before a woman rejects me. That is the lamest thing you could ever do, is rejecting yourself before you've even tried. You have no idea what she thinks about you. You have no idea. Oh, women don't like short guys. You don't know if she's dated short guys in the past. You don't know if that's how she feels about short guys. You're just categorizing yourself and you're literally saying this woman's better than me. You're putting it on a pedestal and saying she's better than me. I don't deserve her. You see how fucked that is, right? That's why you can't see yourself as the man. So stop rejecting yourself before you've even tried, right? Because honestly, like, bro, if you're doing that, do you have a pair of fucking nuts? And if you do, like, I want you to literally grab your hand and feel down there. Are they bigger than the size of 2 peanuts? Because I highly doubt they are if you're constantly rejecting yourself before you've even shot your shot with a woman. And honestly, let's take this a step further. This goes for any aspect of your life, whether you're on a job interview, networking, trying to meet friends, or whatever. Never reject yourself from an opportunity before you've even like tried. That is the weakest thing you can do as a man. You can't call yourself a man if you reject yourself before you've even tried, because you literally don't know the outcome. In fact, I know a lot of guys, they like to look for choosing signals before they make an approach, which I get it. That's understandable. Definitely makes it easier, makes it safer. But I've approached girls where I've literally not even gotten choosing signals. Like I just was like, she's hot, I'm going to go talk to her. One time at the gym, actually, I saw a girl. She was taller than me, by the way. And she was like filming her workout. She was like a gym influencer or whatever. And I wanted to talk to her. So I go up to her and I use the tripod as an excuse to talk to her. I'm like, hey, what kind of tripod is that? I'm looking to make content too. Do you like that one? And she literally goes, hey, because I had a tripod too. It was like a really shitty one. It was flimsy. She's like, hey, yeah, I saw you trying to film and your tripod kept falling over. Right. She literally was checking me out before I even like approached her. But I had no idea. I'm very observant about girls because, I like approaching women because I'm actually a fucking man, unlike you guys. And I did not notice her looking at me at all. But I'm telling you, bro, some of these girls are really sneaky with how they'll look at you. Like she literally was probably looking at the corner of her eyes and she saw that my tripod kept falling down. She brought it up and she kept the conversation going, very open body language, like literally like touching my shoulders and stuff, like incorporating physical touch. Like she was into me, bro. I'm telling you, when you approach women, you just exude this confidence because women, yeah, they get approached here and there, but very rarely do they get approached by a guy who's actually confident. Like you immediately stand out. So let's go deeper into like how you can actually build confidence. Because a lot of guys are just like, just be confident, bro. Yeah, well, you do have to be confident, but a lot of guys aren't confident because they don't understand confidence at its core. So, like I said, confidence, it comes from competence. So, ideally, you have the results, and that's where the confidence comes from. But confidence also comes from just, taking action and putting in the work every single day, right? So, one of the core pillars of confidence is you have to speak with conviction, right? You have to speak with conviction, right? You guys would not be watching this video if I wasn't speaking with absolute certainty, right? If I was like, yeah, maybe if you do what I say and work on yourself, just maybe some girls might find you attractive. You'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm watching something else. This video is bullshit, right? I'm speaking with certainty, but the only reason I can speak with certainty is because I've gotten the results. I know this shit fucking works. I'm speaking from experience, right? So I probably almost sound arrogant too. Like you probably think I have a bit of an ego, and you almost want people to think that. But the reality is, you actually don't have an ego. You just have a healthy dose of confidence that most people just have never experienced before. Because, like I said, confidence comes from putting in the work, and most people are lazy and don't put in the work. So you need to speak with conviction and almost sound arrogant. I'm telling you, bro. I know this sounds like egotistical, but women go crazy for this. They go crazy for it because, like, most guys are fucking pussies when they go out. Like, they ask girls, like, "How was your day? What do you like to do?" Like the most basic shit in the world, right? But when you're assertive, when you're arrogant, when you just speak your mind and you're not afraid to be like a people pleaser, dude, I'm telling you, even if you're like going against what she believes, like they just go crazy for that because you're different from other guys and you just come across as like confident in yourself. You're not trying to like please her. You're not worried about her liking you, which actually ends up making her like you more. You also need to be extremely like dominant and assertive as a man. Like you need to call the shots and you need to take the lead. This is where a lot of other guys go wrong. Even the tall guys. This is what fucks them up. They aren't a leader, right? The reason girls love going out with me is because when I match with them on dating apps, DM them on Instagram or text them, I literally tell them like, hey, we're doing that. We're gonna grab gelato at 6 p.m. Wear that red dress you had on your story the other day. I'll see you there. I literally tell them, we're going here at this time, wear this outfit, see you then, right? They go crazy for that. You might be like, what? You're telling this girl what to do? What? I can't believe you do that. Dude, they go crazy for that. They literally go crazy for that. Like that literally, like, dude, that shit makes them wet. I'm not even exaggerating. It literally makes them wet because no other guy is assertive like that. Like they crave that masculinity and confidence because most guys aren't masculine. Most guys aren't confident. And that's why you hear all these like red pill guys online say things like women aren't feminine in the West anymore. And there's some truth to that. I mean, part of our culture encourages masculinity in women, but still, when you're just naturally that masculine guy, it puts her in her feminine frame. Like I've gone out with chicks who are naturally feminine and they acted even more feminine around me when I, exuded masculinity. But also even the chicks that I've gone out with that are quote unquote masculine, they still acted very feminine around me just because I took the lead. Like I told them what we're doing. I controlled the date. I didn't let girls say what we're doing on dates. I take the lead and they go crazy for that. Also, little thing I do is like a lot of guys, they don't know like the sidewalk rule. You always want to walk on the side closer to the street, right? This is like old school gentleman like etiquette, right? A lot of women go crazy for that, but some women don't know the rules. So what I'll do is if I notice a girl's walking on the wrong side of the sidewalk, I'll literally grab her by the shoulders, pick her up and move her to the left of me, right? I literally do that. But they love it. They love it because it's like, wow, this guy like actually is a gentleman. So I'm just telling you, bro, be assertive, be dominant. You will literally be her top pick. You will be her top pick. You will stand out against all the other guys she's talking to, no matter how tall they are. And then let's go over body language, right? Fuck all this toxic masculinity bullshit. Oh, he's man spreading. Bro, spread your fucking balls, dude. You're a man. You're a fucking man. Have open body language. Be like overtly aware of your surroundings. Walk with good posture. Shoulders back, chest up, chin up. Look forward, right? Look like you fucking own the room. Look like you know where you're going. Don't look hunched over, looking around like you look like a dork, and that's why she treats you like a dork, right? Have open body language. You know, I don't care if you man spread. That's what fucking men do. Like, don't listen to all these feminists online saying like, "Oh, toxic masculinity." Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. That's why you don't get girls, because you listen to all this mainstream advice. So that's how you become confident, guys. It's gonna come with time. It's gonna come with you putting in the work, and also you self-improving your physique and your looks, which is the next thing we're gonna go over. So physique. If you're short, you need to get fucking jacked. Like, this is your number one priority. This is your number one tool to actually being attractive. This is what's been the biggest game changer for me. You can be confident and you might, land a date here and there. You might have a successful cold approach here and there, but if you're not in shape, like, you're already fighting an uphill battle. So when I say get fucking jacked, I need to make this clear. Like, do not become a manlet, right? What's a manlet? That's someone who's like overly stocky and jacked at a very short height. So a good example of this would be, if you're familiar with Jeff Nibbert, he's a very popular fitness creator, one of the biggest creators. He actually posts really, really good content. In fact, if you need help, like, getting in shape, definitely watch some of his videos, because it'll definitely point you in the right direction. But the problem with him is he's like 5'2" or 5'3". He's like really short, but he weighs like 200 pounds or 180 pounds, which is like way too heavy for a guy his height. And don't get me wrong, like, he's fucking jacked. But like, when you're short, if you're trying to maximize aesthetics and attractiveness, you don't want to look like that. Like, it's too much. It's excessive and it's not attractive, and it doesn't cater towards the female gaze. So your physique actually needs to cater towards what women find attractive. So there's a difference between what's called the male and the female gaze. And I've gone over this in other videos in the past, but give you a brief breakdown. Men and women are drawn to different things. If you're like someone who's big and stocky and just like kind of has like the bodybuilder look, that's what men are like attracted to. Not like literally attracted to, but that's what gets men saying things like, "Oh, nice muscles, bro. You want to bulk? Hey, man, try to look like you. Nice arms," right? But you don't really get the attention from girls. That's why a lot of guys believe women don't like muscles, because they just simply didn't build the attractive body type. The physique women are actually the most attracted to is one that has the V taper aesthetic and is at a low body fat percentage. So you need to be ideally 10 to 12% body fat, because this is when you're going to have abs, you're going to have visible muscle separation and vascularity, but it's also going to make your face look more attractive. As you lose body fat, just like your face or your body gets better, your face actually becomes more attractive, right? I mean, look how chiseled my jawline is, right? Or just in this photo, I got pronounced cheekbones. My face looks more symmetrical. I just have a more appealing face because I've lost body fat, and it makes my facial features more enhanced. But also, my muscles look better when I'm leaner. So you need to get to 10 to 12% body fat, but you also need to focus on the aesthetic muscles. So the aesthetic muscles that build the V tape are going to be your shoulders, your lats. Your shoulders and your lats are the main ones, because those are going to give you more width in your torso and give you the illusion of a slimmer waist, right? That's the body type women are the most biologically attracted to, right? It's kind of the same thing when you see a woman with the hourglass figure. You can't help but stare. Same thing when a woman sees a guy with a V taper aesthetic. So I got a bunch of other videos on my page on like how to achieve this body type and what kind of workouts to do. So I'll link a couple of those in the description of the video. Just check them out, watch them if you're not in shape already, and it'll certainly help you achieve this body type. So self-image. So no one will fucking tell you this, but I'm going to just be straight up with you guys. You have to look fuckable. Like, you got to look like a guy that she literally wants to get fucking railed by. I'm just telling you what it is. Whether your intentions are to hook up or not, no matter how innocent this girl is, no matter what y'all's intentions is, she wants a man that looks like he's capable, right? I'm just telling you the harsh reality, right? This is just biological attraction at its core. And like I said, as a short guy, you want to max out, your looks. You want to become as attractive as possible. So you literally need to be, you need to strike those primal levels of attractiveness. And the first way you do that is obviously, building the aesthetic body and becoming confident, because that already makes you look more masculine. But you also need to completely dial in the self-image. So the first thing you need to do is like stop looking like your mom dressed you. Like, bro, some of you guys, like, your definition of dressing nice is just like wearing like a striped golf polo tucked into your khaki pants that like puddle over your shoes. Like, you look like a dork. You look like a fucking like tech nerd. Like, bro, that's not getting her excited. You need to dress like a fucking man. Like, who's she picking? This guy right here or this guy right here? Like, be real, bro. Who's she want to go out with? This guy right here, bro. Like, I just look masculine. I look handsome. I look attractive. And it's because I'm wearing nice fitted clothes. I'm wearing a nice fitted polo, black pants. I got the jewelry on. I'm well groomed. Like, I got the mustache goatee combo. I got like the long hair. You need to be well groomed. This will also make your face look more attractive. It can help give the illusion of more symmetry. So, you want thick, bushy eyebrows. You want a hairstyle that suits your face shape, right? You need help with that. There's thousands of TikToks out there that go over like what haircut to get for your face shape. But for instance, me, I got an oval face shape. So I like longer hair with like the curls going loose and a low taper on the side. That hairstyle really suits me. I can't grow a full beard, unfortunately. If I could, I would. So that's why I will rock the mustache goatee combo, which honestly really works for my aesthetic, right? So you need to figure out what hairstyle and beard styles work for you. And you just need to look like a guy who's fucking attractive, right? I'm not even like a guy who likes hooking up. Like, that's not my thing. But I understand that at its core, when it comes to attraction, you need to strike those primal biological attraction triggers, right? Because at the end of the day, this is what's going to make you stand out. And you want every leverage possible as a short guy, right? The tall guy might be able to get away without being the most handsome guy in the room, but you want to win against that tall guy. Like I said, dude, I got guys that I've coached that are 6'4", and they had a non-existent dating life. One of the guys I worked with, he hadn't gone on a date in 5 years, right? We were matching with the same girls on dating apps. I'm telling you, bro, when you max out every other stat, she's going to pick you over any other guy, no matter how tall he is, right? Because you just instantly stand out. You're rare and you're select, right? And it's not hard to achieve this, guys. You just need to put in effort. You just need to put in effort. And I'll link a looks maxing guide in the video, in the description of this video. I got like an hour-long presentation on how I literally went from looking like this to this in a matter of 90 days. Like, it doesn't take long to maximize your looks. You just got to put in the effort. So I'll put in that guide, but understand, like, you need to look fuckable, bro. So let's talk about money. Get rich or die trying. So it's not that money makes you more attractive. It's not that girls are like, oh, I want a rich guy who has a Lamborghini and a penthouse, right? Obviously, some girls might go for that guy, but those girls might be gold diggers. I don't have any of that. The reason money makes you more attractive is because it adds more purpose to your life, right? Women don't necessarily like you for your money. They like it because it shows that you have work ethic and you have purpose, right? Women go crazy for that, right? They go crazy for a man who has drive, purpose, ambition. Like, whenever I go out with girls, they can tell that I make good money. They can tell that I work hard, and I don't ever brag about my work. I don't tell them about this business I have. I don't tell them that I'm a mortgage broker. I don't tell them that I work 60 to 70 hours a week. I don't talk about any of that. They just naturally pick up on it by the way I speak, the way I carry myself, and the things I do, right? They're like, I can tell you're an ambitious man by the way, you speak, the things you talk about, the way you carry yourself, right? It comes off indirectly, right? You don't ever want to brag about this stuff, guys. Like, never tell a girl, oh yeah, I make $10,000 a month. I never tell a girl I make 10K a month, right? Girls don't know shit about money. They don't know shit about money. Like, they don't know the difference between making 20K a month and 50K a month. They don't know. They don't know. It's all about, being able to provide for her and yourself, and then just, having the drive, right? So a good way to make more money, and I don't want to make this like a getting money video, but the way I was able to boost my income was getting a sales job. Working a sales job is absolutely essential as a man. Like, one, this is the best way to make money because your time isn't linked for money. Like, you're literally, your income's based off your performance. What you put in is what you get out, right? So I'm a mortgage broker, right? So I really got to hustle, but like, I make like a lot of money per deal. But the fact that I have to hustle, the fact that I have to, do hundreds and hundreds of cold calls every week, go do door knocking, go on appointments, hop on sales calls, like all that ambition and drive just makes me more confident, makes me more attractive, and it gets me better social skills, right? A lot of guys lack social skills, and working a sales job really improved my social skills. And if you're like socially competent, you're going to become more attractive. Like if you can actually conversate with a girl and you're not just having like these boring conversations like, how was your day? What are you up to? She doesn't like, you're not going to be attractive. But when you know how to ask questions that like spark her emotions and curiosity, you're instantly more attractive. And sales taught me how to do that. In fact, if you want to get good at sales, obviously get a sales job, but read some books. I highly recommend How to Win Friends and Influence People and Never Split the Difference. These two books made me a pro at speaking. That's why I'm able to articulate myself so well in these videos. It's because I've put in the work, the repetitions of practicing sales, but I've also read books on how to like influence and persuade people. And then another way you can, make more money is starting a business and personal brand, kind of like what I have here. Like I help guys maximize their self-image so they can become more attractive and have a better dating life. And I post videos about that every single day. So if there's like something that you've achieved in your life, maybe you built an aesthetic physique, maybe you got really good at a sport or a hobby, whatever, start making content about that, post it online, right? You can make money on that, sell a course, sell coaching. There's plenty of ways to make money online. But understand that the money itself isn't what makes you more attractive. Yeah, it will lead to, more opportunities because you can take her out to do nicer things and you'll have like materialistic items. But that's not what makes her fall in love with you. It's the drive and ambition that you get from hustling and chasing your purpose every single day, right? So that's it for the video, guys. So what now? Well, stop playing the fucking victim and start taking fucking action. Like I'm telling you guys, like this isn't as hard as you guys make it out to be. Like when you improve all these aspects that I went over, you instantly stand out amongst literally 90% of the male population. Like most guys are so lazy, they do the bare minimum, they don't dress nice, they're not in shape, they're not handsome, they're not well groomed, they're not well spoken, they lack confidence, they lack purpose in their life. And when you take care of all these aspects, like you're instantly her top pick. Like it's not even a question. It's not even a debate, right? Like you're instantly going to stand out. So cultivate an iron mindset, an unbreakable confidence, right? Remind yourself, you are the fucking man. But, take the actions that actually make you believe you're the man. Never reject yourself before a woman rejects you, guys. Remember that. Never reject you before she rejects you. Remember what I told you about that girl I approached? I didn't even get choosing signals from her. I was just like, you know what? She's hot. I'm going to go talk to her, right? You can't have like this like outcome dependency, right? Who cares if she rejects you? Who cares if she doesn't like you? You're building the confidence to actually approach girls. And then you need to master your self-image, right? This is what also builds confidence, getting the good physique, working on your style, being well groomed. It makes you more handsome, it makes you more attractive, but it also makes you more confident, which inherently also makes you more attractive, right? When you master the mindset and your self-image, bro, you're a select rare male. No one else is like you. No one. Like literally just look around public. Most guys are skinny fat, have dad bods, look like their mom dressed them. Like, bro, you're going to be her top pick. That's why I'm able to crush it in dating. That's why I don't struggle with dating at all. It's because I've worked on myself. Remember, she didn't reject you because you're short. She rejected you because you're lacking in every other area of your life, right? It's just a lot nicer for her to say, I don't like short guys. So remember that, guys. Don't forget that. Now, you need to understand this stuff takes time, guys, right? You're going to have to put in the work. Like, you're not just going to become better overnight. But as you make progress and you see yourself improve, you're going to find out that your height was never a limiting factor. All this stuff I'm saying is going to make sense. You're going to be like, holy shit, Christian was right. My height wasn't what was disqualifying me. It was the fact that I was just kind of a bum. I was kind of a loser, right? So that's it for this video, guys. If you want to work with me one-on-one, like I said, I help guys maximize their self-image through physique, style, grooming, body language, communication, just becoming the overall well-rounded man and maxing out every other stat they can so they become more attractive, so they can have a better dating life, but also just feel more confident in themselves and attract better opportunities, whether that's friendships, networking, business, whatever it is, right? Because at the end of the day, how you look is how you feel, and how you feel, like I said, that outwardly projects the world. And the better you feel, the better you look, the better opportunities you're going to have in your life, whether it's dating, networking, friendships, whatever. So if you're looking to become the well-rounded, attractive man that you're capable of, which you are, click the link in the description of this video. I offer one-on-one coaching. We can hop on a call if you seem like a right fit for the program. I'll onboard you and we'll get you looking right, man. But if that's not something you're ready for, keep watching these videos. I post videos like this literally every single day. I linked a few other videos in the description of this video on how to build the aesthetic body, how to look smacks, all that kind of stuff. Follow the Instagram. I also post a lot of, unique, value on there that you're not going to see on this YouTube channel. But that's it for this video. If you want to work with me one-on-one, again, click the top link in the description of this video. We can hop on a call and see if you're a good fit for the program. But that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you found value from it. Remember, apply everything I taught you. But that's it for this video. Subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.